person was particularly successful. That man was called Peter Hoff. Unfortunately, he's dead, passed away a few years ago. But he was a nurseryman from Holland. And he had deep insight, not from his business, but by personal observations, how trees grow. And these insights he converted into an appliance, which he called water box. This is something made of high density polyethylene. It's a box with two cavities inside it. Inside it, you can plant 2 trees. There is a corrugated surface at the top where dew condensation takes place. So you initially put in 18 liters of water, and then the water box takes care of all evaporations and keeps pumping in the dew. He has been fortunately publishing the results of various experiments. And this water box has worked quite successfully in all sorts of very high environments. So in deserts of California, in deserts of Middle East, in mountains of Spain covered with snow, etc., etc. He gets about 90% survival. But the conditions are that you have to buy this water box from Holland. And he ships minimum 100 of them at a cost of rupees 2,000 each. This is about 6-8 years ago. So you need to spend 2 lakhs of rupees to get the water boxes. At Pune, in India, 2 people decided they are interested in this. One was the commander of a Navy camp at Mathur, near Bombay. He decided, whatever is the cost, I want to grow trees, so let me get this water box and plant 100 trees. The other is chairman of BAF, Bharatiya Agro Industry Foundation, which is a Gandhian organization working in very many areas. It is successfully the basis of milk revolution of India. Okay. BAF published the results of its experiments. They got 100 boxes, 50 they kept in Pune, and balance 50 they spread all over India wherever they had a center. And everywhere, including Barmer in Rajasthan, Jodhpur in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Pune, other cities, success rate was more than 80%. Okay. So this was clearly a candidate that I should look at. BAF also did one more thing. They called in best of chemical engineers and said, here is an apparatus costing 2,000 rupees. It is not covered by any patent. Can we reverse engineer it and make it in India instead of importing it from Holland? And that man looked at it and he said, the minimum cost to make this device is 1,200 rupees. That's just the HDPE cost in it. And once you finish making it, the surface requires the special super hydrophobic coating, which is found only in Singapore. So you make it in India and send the box top to Singapore for that coating and it comes back. And depending on number of items you push out from the mold cost varies. It might be 20 lakhs for the initial mold, but if you make 100, then that's a large amount per piece. If you're making 2 lakh, then it's very small. That's just 10 rupees for the mold cost. So I have said, in any case, minimum cost is 1,200 rupees. And this is just too high a price to pay for growing a tree. So one of the unusual things that I do when I start on a project is ask myself, what would a normal customer pay? What is the price range he would pay for the solution without blinking? So if I said that I will give you at 300 rupees, compared to 2,000 rupees that works or 1,200 rupees that work, many people may say yes, but they will all want government subsidies. So finally, I said, my solution will cost between 60 rupees to 200 rupees. If I can bring down the price to 60 rupees, I have done a miracle. If it is as high as 200, number of potential people interested in this will not pick it up because it's too expensive. But I start with the price range because what this price range does is it eliminates sophisticated, expensive solutions. It forces me to think of very simple solutions. And I thought on this problem for about 10 years. And one day I went to buy and said, I can make this device for 60 to 200 rupees. I don't know the price, but I have the device and it will give you the same results as what Waterbox is giving. Okay. So I started with one model, understood its technology, understood the price point, and said I can make it. Now, obviously, this technological solution has to be robust. It must give 90% survival rates, at least 80%, if not 90%, if not 95%. But that's what I wanted to do. So Bayev said, implement it, plant 20 trees in our campus. Fine. But the field staff in Bayev, like any other field staff, said, who is this man coming and telling us that he can grow a tree in 60 to 200 rupees and it will require only 12 liters of water for a year? We have never seen anybody do anything like this. Even the water box started with 18 liters of water in the beginning, and dew condensation gave more waters. So we will postpone Mr. Mathur's trials. We won't work. Why should we be wasting our time doing this? This is understood. This will happen with every entrepreneur trying to say such things. But the monsoons passed, months after monsoons passed. On 9th November 2019, I said, enough. Tomorrow, I phoned Bayev and said, tomorrow I am coming and planting 20 trees. You do what you want. I am coming to plant 20 trees. And I went the next day. Monsoons are long over. There are almost no saplings available for planting. What is left is reject. We dug 20 holes. We planted 20 trees. And while we were doing this, the gardening staff was looking at me and saying on their face, why are you wanting to kill these 20 saplings? If you want to kill them straight away. No issue. We will kill 20 because you are coming from the top. We will kill all 20. But they understood my instruction that these trees are to be watered by my method, maximum 1 liter a month, no more. This was 2019, November. In March 2020, India declared COVID on 20th of March. And on that day, all institutions, including Bayev Farm, closed. So there was nobody on the campus to do anything. Even that 1 liter of bottle that I said should be given to these trees ceased. Until September, everything was closed in India. And in September, when Bayev Center opened, I was interested, others were interested, but despondent that this 20 trees will be dead. Nobody has watered them beyond first 4 months of 4 liters of water. To our surprise, all the 20 trees were thriving. They had grown to more than a height of 3 feet. They were thriving. They had good crowns, etc., etc. That's when Bayev suddenly said, we have something serious. And in August of 2021, We did a scientific trial, 75 trees in control and 75 trees by my root feast method. The controls were given 5 liters of water every month, and I allowed the roots to draw as much water as they wanted. If the water in my bottle was over, we would refill it. There was no compulsion. Let me explain why I call this method root feast. The term feast is alien to Indian society. You go to any restaurant, you are given a fixed portion of food. You go to any wedding, you go to any social, somebody comes and gives you limited quantity of food to eat. We don't understand the concept of feast is you eat as much quantity as you like, as long as you like. So what I do with my technology is that I give as much water to the roots as that they like. They can go on feasting on water. I don't give a drop of water to the sun, nor do I give a drop of water to the soil. All my water is reserved for the roots, and they can draw as much as they want. If they are happy and they are not drinking water, then the bottle will not supply further. If they are hungry and they want more water, the bottle will supply. This is through a capillary action. As soon as the water is less, the capillary action starts pumping in more water. So it's a self-regulated automatic mechanism. Okay? And we were measuring girths and heights of all the 150 trees. At the end of 1 year, what we found was this. The control trees used 60 liters of water. My trees use just 9 liters of water, or 300 milliliters per month. Okay. Out of 9 liters, 5 liters were used at the initial planting stage, because there is a shock when you are transforming it from the plastic bag onto the ground, and otherwise 4 liters of water throughout the year. So the amount they were consuming per month is 300 liters, 300 milliliters. Once 60 liters versus 9 liters. I'm working at 1/7, and the height and girth were identical, except that control was 2% better, though statistically not significant. But let me say that, okay, by giving 60 liters of water, you are getting 2% higher growth. But my method is giving you identical. Okay. So this was the first scientific trial. There are reports available with me. Anybody wants, I can send the whole report, all the readings, all the details, etc., etc. The survival rate in both cases, control versus root feast, was identical, more than 90%. I actually got 0.5% better survival, but it is not important. Let's say same survival rate over 90%, 9 liters of water versus 60 liters of water, same height, same girth, and same set of trees. 3 species have zero failure: neem, sisam, and karanj. All the trees planted survived. In case of jamun, which is known to be a very water-hungry plant, there was more than 10% failure. And that's what reduced the survival rate. But that is not an excuse. That is what happened. Okay. I had invented this for use in forest. For use in forest, after the first year, we stopped giving any drop of water to all the trees, whether they are control trees or they are root feast trees. And now it is more than 3 years, And some of the trees have grown to a height of 15 feet, 13 feet, 12 feet. Sisam in particular has grown very high.